What's up, Wargamers? Welcome back to Battleshock Wargaming Rage Baby Edition. This is my good friend Dan. He's going to be joining us today, and we have an awesome matchup today with Ossiarch Bonereapers and Hedonites of Slaanesh. Dan is a great friend, team member with the Rage Babies, and he's going to be moving to Florida here soon, so we wanted to make sure we got some games with him on camera. Tell us a little about the scenario we're going to be playing today, Dan.
Ooh, this is a fun one. Jeremy and I have done many times before, and this is our last little grudge match. We've probably had the Bonereaper versus Slaanesh match half a dozen times since those books came out, and they've gotten various point increases on either side along the way. And here we are. This is the last one here before I move away, and we're going to see who can get the last say.
Yep, this is always a really exciting matchup. It's always kind of 50-50 who wins this. It kind of comes down to who makes the first mistake. I'm sure whatever will happen, we're going to have a really bloody match for you all. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you like the video, it really helps out the channel. With that being said, let's take a look at those lists.
Thank you to all of our members for supporting this channel, especially the Lords and Commanders. If you're interested in extra battle reports and helping to support this channel, hit the link in the description box below. Go check out our channel partners, Baron of Dice and Grey Matter Games. They have some amazing products. There will be promo codes and links in the description box below.
All right, we've got my 1980 points of Pretenders, Hedonites, Slaanesh. Pretenders means that I get extra command points for having my general on the battlefield, and he gets to issue the same command 3 times in a phase. Very good. First up, we've got Glutos, the big boy himself. He is a tank with that 3-up save, 5-up ward default, and that -1 to hit aura all around him. He's got some decent attacks, but his main job is defensive, to create a wall. He's got a great spell that can cut some movement and charges in half, and he's got some cool buffs he gets over the course of the game. We've got the Lord of Pain. His main job is to give out a +1 to hit and wound aura whenever he's standing on an objective. He's also got a 4-up ward, which is nice, and if you attack him in melee and he wards wounds, he gets to give them right back to you as mortal wounds. Our last hero here is my general, the Contorted Epitome. It is a fantastic little guy. It's a double caster that can reroll his casts. He's got a 2-up mortal wound ward. He's got a great spell that lets me give out +1 to wound against D3 enemies. And his command trait is Shaman of the Chilled Lands, and so he knows all the winter spells. And he's got an artifact that lets me pick a unit of Jeremy's at the start of the game, and that unit has a 1 attack characteristic if it's within 6 inches of him. We've got some Twin Souls in the list too, to help out with that wall we want to make. These guys have 2 cool abilities. They have a 5-up ward if they're within 3 inches of an enemy, and if an enemy is within 3 inches of them, it has -1 to its attack characteristic. So that, in concert with Glutos' aura, it's very great. And then we've got my battle line, these 3 units of Blissbarb archers. You've got 18-inch shots and a 6-inch movement, but they can run and shoot. Their Rend wand is nice and great when paired with the Blissbarb Seekers you'll see in a minute. You've got some Slickblade Seekers in the house. Almost never leave home without them. They run at the speed of the light, 14 inches with run and charge. They've got Rend 2 on their Slick Blades, and if they attack low wound count stuff, they get an extra attack. Very killy and going to help generate me some depravity. And we've got the Blissbarb Seekers. They are just as fast, moving 14 with run and shoot. And anything they damage with their shooting attacks has a -1 to save for the rest of the turn. Great with turning my normal archers into Rend 2. They are very integral to this list, helping me punch that damage through. I'm going to need it with those great Bonereaper armor saves. We've got my endless spell, the Mirror. This thing does 2 little options. At the end of the movement phase, anything of Jeremy's within 6 inches of it has a chance to make him take the choice between taking mortal wounds or giving me depravity. And if he tries to move away from it, he can take some mortal wounds also. Finally, we've got my terrain piece. I can summon near it, but that's not really going to be relevant in this game. The main thing it'll do is give one of my heroes who starts nearby it the chance to take some mortal wounds to get a +1 to wound for the rest of until my next hero phase. And then that's pretty much it. So that's my 1980 points. It's split up into 2 battle regiments, so I am a 2-drop, which is going to match Jeremy, but We'll see who gets that roll off. Next, we'll see what Jeremy's got.
Today I'm bringing the Ossiarch Bonereapers. List I'm bringing is 1990 points. The army subfaction I'm bringing is Null Myriad for a 4-up spell ignore. First hero is Arcan the Black. He's a 3-cast wizard with +2 to casting and unbinding. He knows all the spells from the Ossiarch spell lore, and he heals himself if he does any damage in the combat phase. And I have the master commander himself, Catacros. This guy provides so much utility for my army. He can steal command points. He can create a +1 to hit and +1 save bubble around him. He can hit like a truck when he gets into combat with an enemy hero. And my general is the Mortison Ossifector. I gotta keep him alive at the end of the battle. The command traits I brought are the Aura of Sterility, which creates a -1 to hit and -1 to wound bubble around him. He also is bringing the Gothisar Cartouche as his artifact for a +1 to wound and combat bubble. And the spell he's bringing is Merciless Blizzard. And this unit here is Cavalos Death Riders. They do mortals on the charge and a nice quick cavalry unit. This is actually 2 different units of Necropolis Stalkers. These guys do so much damage, and I have so many different ways to buff them up. And with the command ability that I can give them in the hero phase called Hunter Killers, they can get around the board and move over terrain and pass through terrain and get them where I need. Immortus Guard here also hit pretty well too and have the possibility to fight twice in a combat phase. They also pass off wounds to enemy or to friendly heroes within 3 inches of them. Then I've got 2 endless spells. One is the Nightmare Predator. He likes to fly around the board and dish out mortal wounds. And then I'm also bringing the Geminids of Ulgish. This is a nice endless spell that can help shut off enemy units from using or receiving command points. And this here is the Bone Tithe Nexus. Takes up a lot of space on the board. It's impassable, so sometimes I can use that to my advantage. And if you're within a certain 18 inches of the terrain, I've got 4 different debuff options to give my enemies. That's my army. So excited to play against Slaanesh, and let's see what battle plan we're playing today. All right, Dan, what battle plan are we playing today?
Today we're playing Forcing the Hand. Pretty standard scoring with 1-2 more with a little extra kick with a Vital Ground. These purple objectives we have here are our Vital Ground we've chosen, and if you control your enemy's Vital Ground at the end of your turn, you get an extra point. Other than that, it's just the Grand Strat and Battle Tactics. What did you pick for your Grand Strat, Jeremy?
All right, well today I brought Spellcasting Savant. When the battle ends, you complete this grand strategy if the model picked to be your general is an Andorian Locust and that unit has not been slain. And Dan, what grand strat did you bring today?
I have the least interactive battle Grand Strat in the entirety of Age of Sigmar. All I have to do to win this is just not summon any demons, and I didn't even bring any demons with me, so that's pretty easy.
Oh, well, how fun for you.
Yeah, it's pretty great. So let's get into it and see who has priority.
Excellent. All right, Wargamers, we're ready for a bloody battle. On the board today, we've got the Ossiarch Bonereapers and Hedonites of Slaanesh. And who do you think is going to win? Please leave a comment down below. Let us know who you think is going to have the advantage this game. Dan had choice. What did you decide, Dan?
I did. I had choice, and I chose to go first. This is a funny one, guys. We're both 2-drops, so normally you want to win that to get attacker and choose who goes first. But we both wanted to set these 2 guys up. And if I had, they'd be in the corners. So instead, I got attacker. I get to choose to go first. I'm going to go first to get that magical dominance out of the way and then give Jeremy some really hard choices on what he wants to do on his turn. So as it turns out, with our deployment, all of our wizards are outside of 30 from all each other's wizards. So I get to cast 2 spells with Glutos and 2 with my general. I'm going to start with my general. He's going to try for Hoarfrost. He actually gets to reroll his cast from his War Scroll, so we'll try that again. And it's going off.
Yeah, looks good.
Yeah, we're going on Glutos. We're going to choose his claws, which are now wounding on a 1.
Excellent.
Next up, we're going to go with Mystic Shield from Glutos. Next, we'll try Born of Damnation from my general, which is the spell that both casters know. I am going to reroll that. And I fails. It's unfortunate. I would have liked some depravity. But we'll finally do an Arcane Bolt with Glutos. And that one goes off. So with that, let's get into my movement phase.
Yeah, let's check it out. All right, Dan, what did you do in your movement phase?
I really just moved most of my army up and these Slick Blades back a little bit. They moved back to tempt Jeremy into taking that point over there, so then if I end up getting the priority, I can blast him off the battlefield. But really, most of it just moved up a little bit. I used one of my command points, leaving me with 3 to auto-run all 3 units of archers, so I got to move 12. And really, the only thing significant other than that is these twin souls came and got some cover in this wildwood.
All right, pretty uneventful turn there, Dan. No shooting combat or anything like that. So let's go ahead and score you up. So where are you at?
Ooh, I got 1, 2 more. My battle tactic for 5 points.
We are ready to roll into my hero phase, so we will be right back.
All right, Jeremy, we're at the top of your turn. What did you decide on for a battle tactic?
For my battle tactic, since Arcan is all the way out in the corner, we're doing magical dominance as well. Because you're out of unbind range.
Yeah,
Seems like the right thing to do.
Only way I would have stopped him is if I ran my general all the way over here. So I said no.
My heroic action was to get an extra command point for Catacros, which I did. So I'm at 12 now, or excuse me, 11. And then where are you at?
I got an extra command point for my general, which doesn't matter because I have 6, and I doubt I'm going to use any of them this turn.
Well, I've got some hero phase things to do. On a 5-up, I deny one of his command points, which we rolled off camera, and I wasn't able to take away one of his command points. I point with Catacros at one of your units for a -1 to hit, which I pointed at the shooty slick blades.
Yeah.
Because I don't like that -1 to save. And then I also spent Catacros' free command point for a +1 to hit, +1 to save, 24 inches around him bubble. Let's start off with Arcan. I'm looking for a Mystic Shield, and I get it. Next, and I will put that on the Stalkers. Get out the Nightmare Predator. I need a 5. Oop, we got a jumpy dice. There we go. He comes out as well. The last spell will be Reinforced Constructs. I need a 5 again. Got it again. We're going to put those on the same unit of Stalkers, and we will be right back in my movement phase.
All right, Jeremy, we're back from your movement phase. What'd you do?
All right, I spent one of my command points to add 3 inches to this unit of Night Stalkers so they could touch this point here. This unit of Night Stalkers just moved up, so did Arcan, Catacros. My general got, little bit of Wildwood protection there. Spent another command point on the Immortus Guard so they could get wholly within cover and be within protection of the Wildwoods as well. The Endless Spell, the Nightmare Predator, he cast it out, and Arcan adds 6 inches to its movement, or when it gets cast. So it moved out 18 and then moved 8. So it's just kind of there being a threat to Dan's army and also making him have to try to dispel it in his phase if he wants. And then the Death Riders, they pulled back. So I made sure that my Death Riders, Arcan, the Stalkers, they are not within range of those Bliss Barbs because I'm really afraid of all those arrows. So that's my movement phase, and let's score me up.
All right, Jeremy, here we are. We've got no shooting, no charges, no battle shock. Not that you'd ever need it in the first place. How'd you score?
All right, well, I've got my battle tactic for 2, and then I've got 1 objective, and then another one for 2. I did not get more because I decided not to take this point, just in case you win that roll-off, which we have up ahead of us, a very spicy roll-off into turn 2.
This is an important one. So
absolutely. So let's do it, Dan.
All right, and that's a win for Jeremy, so he'll be able to choose who goes first, and we're back with Battle Round 2.
All right, well, I won the roll-off, and I elected to give the turn to Dan.
I half convinced him to take his double, but he wouldn't do it. And then I got my heroic action for an extra command point.
Yep, and my focus is the Ossifector, so he can unbind another spell and cast another spell. And I'm going to try to take away one of your command points right now with Catacros on a 5, which I don't. Been failing that all over the place.
Yes, which I'm a fan of. We're going to go into spells here. We're going to try Born of Damnation with my general first. Goes off on a 6. I'll leave that on an 8.
We will do it with the Ossifector, and I got a 6, so you got the spell off.
All right, the way this works is I roll 6 dice, and every 4 up gives me a point of depravity. That's going to give me 3 of them. We have a Mystic Shield coming from Glutos. I'll save an 8.
Okay, this will be from Arcan. I get +2. Looks like you've got it.
Yeah, and he's leaving it on himself.
Okay.
Which will shock to no
Tanky
one.
boy.
Next up, we've got Hoarfrost coming from my general.
You're rolling hot, Dan.
I'm a magic-y boy today, so that's a 10. I'll keep it.
Yeah, who are you putting that on?
That's going to go on Glutos. You do have the chance to stop with your Ossifactor, though.
Might as well. You got it.
All right, on his claws, he's going to be wounding on 1s. So that's nice. And finally, Glutos gets his last spell, Arcane Bolt. And he's got on a 7.
Okay. Arcane, don't fail me now. Roll it again. There we go. Unbound.
Very unbound. Okay. So with that, I'm going to go into movement, and we're going to see what I come up with here.
All right, Dan, what did you do in your movement phase?
Ooh, well, first, at the end of the hero, we had this Nightmare Stalker come over to protect your general. Because you weren't sure if Glutos was going to come in there and try to smack him, but that was not the plan. Instead, the shiny purple brick moved this way towards this unfortunate unit of Stalkers. They've got some buffs, but we're going to try and shoot their pants off. We did have to auto-run these 3 units of archers, and because of that, we really only have 1 model that can't get to them with their 18-inch range, because they got to shoot through a little bit of wildwood. So we're going to have some shooting from the Seekers, from Glutos, these 3 units of archers. Hopefully we can lift them, but we'll have to see when we come back in the shooting phase.
I've got a ton of shooting coming my way. Start us off.
Yes, you do. We are going to start off with these Blitzbarb Seekers. You've got your -1 to hit on them, but I am going to issue my first all-out attack to them for my general to bring them back to their normal bracket, and then they've got a +1 to hit and wound from being in the aura of that Lord of Pain. So they're on 2s and 4s.
Awesome. How many command points do you have left?
I have 3 more after that.
Okay, so I think I'm going to spend a command point and go down to 8 to all-out defense them, because you got to.
Understandable. You're basically going to be saving on 3s for everything I shoot at you this whole phase.
Correct.
All right, so let's start with the Blitzbarb Seekers. We have 16 shots. We have 2s. And we've got 3s.
Looking for 3s.
All right, Jeremy, would you like an extra 6 in there?
Okay. No, I'll go ahead and just take the damage.
We've got 1 extra mortal in there.
Okay, 6 up ward. And here's my wards. And looks like we are taking 3 more.
All right, up next, we've got Glutos coming in. He's going to be on 2s and 2s. 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 1 save, no rend.
Okay, 3. Save it.
All right. We've got 1 guy who can't shoot, so this is 19 shots on 2s and 3s. 2s. 3s.
All right, looking for 3s. 3 go through. Looking for a 6 up ward. And takes 3.
Now we've got the middle unit of Blitzbarbs coming in. This is also on 2s and 3s. Threes.
All right, looking for 3s. And looking for 6s.
All right, Jeremy, he's the last unit of archers. Pulling that guy, pulled a couple of them out of range, so we've only got 17 shots here, but
Okay.
also on 2s and 3s because of that Lord of Pain. 2s. 3s. Oh, that's not great.
Looking for those 3s. And a 6 up ward. All right, we're back from our shooting phase, and I cannot believe that unit of stalkers was able to survive 3 units of Blitzbarb archers going into them. Pretty amazing stuff.
It turns out Catacrosis Aura plus all-out defense plus the Mystic Shield is not great for me. But what are you going to do? I'm not going to try and charge anything in. It just wouldn't put me in a great position to be defensive over here. So I've got no charges to make. We've got no combat. Battle Shock does not matter for your whole army. So
Yeah, let's score you up.
yeah, I just ended up with 1-2 more. I got my battle tactic by having essentially my entire army out of my territory, which I did by accident because I wasn't even paying attention to it in the moving phase. So I was too murder-lusty over here, but it worked out. So that's 10 total points for me. I'm left with 3 command points after the all-out attack in my shooting phase there. And looks like we're rolling into the bottom of turn 2, OCR Bonereapers.
All right.
We'll be right back. Jeremy, we're here, top of the OCR Bonereapers round 2. What do you decide on for a battle tactic?
All right, for my battle tactic, it's not one I get too often depending on the battle plan. I'm going to do Sculptor's Entourage, and so I'm going to get my Ossifector and the Immortus Guard onto an objective wholly outside my territory, and I just have to contest it. So it seems like a good one.
Should be easy. You've got plenty of ways to get extra movement.
I'm going to try to take away one of those command points with Catacross on a 5-up. And finally, it happened.
Oh no! I
no.
only have effectively 15.
So, fantastic. Catacross is going to point at Glutos for a -1 to hit. So we're definitely going to do that. We're going to spend his free command point to also give the +1 to hit, +1 to save bubble going on. Arcan healed for 3 wounds off of the Stalker, so he's up to full life. And now Catacross's heal is going to go off, so I need a 3 to bring back another Stalker, which I do.
There you go. All right, you got an extra Stalker.
Okay, and then I'm also going to try to rally 1 back, so I'll spend a command point, take me down to 8. And nope, another one does not come back. So first off, my Ossifector, my general, he's got 2 casts. So I think I'm going to cast Mystic Shield as my first spell with him. And we're looking at a 3/4. Unfortunately, I don't want to risk it, so we're not getting Mystic Shield.
You don't want to blow up your general?
No, I do not.
No.
Not this early on in the game. But the next spell we are going to cast is Geminids. And I have an 11, and let's go ahead and use a primal on that. And that auto goes off, and we each get another primal, so I'm back to 1, you're up to 2. I casted Geminids. I get an extra 6 inches to that spell because of Arcan. And Arcan is up next, and I think we're going to do Drain Vitality onto Glutos. That is a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I've got 4 unbinds. He's got 3 casts, so may as well try. That is a 10, so I may as well primal to get rid of it. So
Okay,
that is
gone.
a 13 to get rid of.
For my second spell on Arcan, we're going to do Curse of Years. I need a 6. That is an 8, 9, 10.
All right, we'll try and unbind. That is another 10. I will spend a command point to just make it not happen.
All right, you spent that primal, and I don't get Curse of
Primal.
Years. And my last spell with Arcan will be Empower Nadirite. I need a 5. That is a 10, 11, 12.
I can't stop it.
Okay.
No more primals.
All right, I put the Empower Nadirite on the forward Night Stalker unit, and I'm going to spend a command point on each of those, bringing me down to 6 command points, so they both have Hunter Killer. So now they can move through terrain, and they can run and charge.
It's looking great.
I think we'll go into movement, and when we come back from that, I'll show you how the Endless Spells move and where my army moved up to.
All right, Jeremy, we're back from a pretty active movement phase. What did you do?
All right, well, my Geminids moved up, and they were able to hit List Barb Seekers, and they were able to hit Glutos, but the Twin Souls were saved. Then the Nightmare Predator, he was able to get into Glutos and do how many wounds on him?
He did try to do 3, but he warded 1 of them. I forgot to dispel it in the hero phase, so I took my lumps.
All right, and then this unit of Stalkers, who I had kind of, got 1 back. He's got 4 wounds on him. Dan pointed out to me that I couldn't have Hunter killed them because I had rallied them, and they can't receive more than 1 command point per phase. So I still spent the command point, but wasn't able to add any run to this. So they just did a normal movement so they can get in range of a charge. These guys just moved back here to get a little cover from this impassable terrain. Then I did spend another command point on Catacross to run him up and get him wholly within this Wildwoods. I've also was able to run the Death Riders and get them on there as well. I spent another command point to add 3 inches to the Ossifector's move, so him and his guard are up there for my battle tactic. And then Arcan came back here, just sitting on this point, And so I am now sitting at 4 command points. I don't have any shooting phase, so we are going to go right into the charge phase right now.
We've got one charge to make over here. Some scary Acropolis stalkers coming into my sensitive bits. How are you going to do?
All right, well, let's roll it off. Let's see if I can get it. We're looking at a 9, so they are in. All right, Dan, charged into you. I think I'm going to get an Unleash Hell.
Yeah, it's only going to be 2 archers over there because the Bliss Barb Seekers cannot do it because of them Geminids. So we've got 2 archers shooting. That Lord of Pain is helping them out with that +1 to hit and wounds. So they're just going to stay on their 3s and 3s with that -1 to hit. There's going to be 3s and 3s. 1 save to make.
6. Looks like they're good.
Oh well, I tried. And we're off to combat. We got this 1 attack to make, Jeremy. Let's see how they do.
The Stalkers are going to pick the aspect where they give themselves +1 to wound. I am going to spend a command point, and I will go down to 3 for a +1 to hit. So these will be on 2s and 2s, and with Empower Nadirite, 5s are exploding. So the Falchions are going to go first. I've got 3 of them. See what we get here. So this explodes. Looking for 2s. I've got 3 coming at you, Ren 2.
That goes straight through.
2 damage each.
So 6 damage total.
2s and 2s. 6 is exploding. And 2s. And looks like we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 coming at you, Ren 2 as well.
That goes straight through.
And those are 1 each. Another 5.
So we've got a total of 11 damage on me. That kills 2 of them and puts 3 wounds on another. So we're back after combat here on the hero cam. I pulled the 2 models that were keeping me in combat and put 3 wounds on this guy right here. Hoping I win the priority, otherwise those stalkers can go wherever they want. But if I don't, then I don't think things are looking great for me either way. So.
Yeah. I don't have to take a battle shock. It's a nice little attribute that the OCR Bonereapers have. You need to take one. Would you like to spend a command point to auto pass it?
I can't. Because they got
You
hit by the
can't.
Geminids.
That's right. So you've got to roll a bravery, don't you?
I do, but the good thing for me is Glutos gives out a +1 to bravery aura starting on the first turn. So here's my bravery roll. Okay, we're fine. There are bravery 6. They lost 2 of them.
So time to score me up. I'm looking at 1 for 1, 1 for 2. Unfortunately, not more. I was able to get my battle tactic, so that's another 4-point turn. Looking like it's a score of 10 to 8.
Yes.
And actually, this is probably one of the spiciest prios ever.
We could just call the game and I win.
We could. Or we could just roll a dice and see what happens.
Let's see what happens.
All right.
We got a tie on 5s, but I get to break ties. So we'll be back at the top of battle round 3.
All right, Dan, we are back at battle round 3. It was your choice. What'd you choose, Dan?
Thank God it was. Otherwise, I'd get your entire army. But I chose to take the turn, surprising no one. My heroic action, I chose heroic willpower on my Lord of Pain, because I need to get rid of those endless spells. They are not my friends. I chose my battle tactic. It's going to be Surround and Destroy.
Surround and Destroy. Good one.
Yeah, I pick my, my Slick Blades, my General, and this unit of archers.
Okay.
So, and then I get to try to dispel some endless spells. I'll have the Lord of Pain try to go into the Geminids first. That
is a 6. That doesn't do it. You're going to need to spend a primal, and bam, Geminids are gone.
Glutos is going to try to get rid of the Nightmare. And he succeeds.
Bam, it's gone as well. I want to try to rally some Stalkers. Yeah. So I'm going to spend a command point and go down to 8.
Yeah, you unfortunately failed your heroic leadership, so you can
Yeah. So we're just fishing for a 6. And nope, did not get it, so rally did not go off.
Yeah, you didn't need it.
Oh, and sorry, forgot this. On a 5-up, Catacross is going to try to take away your command points. 1 is gone, so you are down to 3.
I'm down to 3. So we're going to start with some magic. We're going to start with a scary one. We're going to start with Glutos' War Scroll spell.
Okay.
That does not go off.
That's a 3.
So we've got 2 more casts remaining. My General is only in unbind range of your Ossifector.
Correct.
Lucky for me.
Yeah.
And
going second, I get 2 unbinds.
Yes. I will just go straight to it. I'm going to try Merciless Blizzard.
Okay.
And I will throw my Primal at it, because why not? All right.
All right,
That
looks
is-
like you got it.
That is
So,
a 13.
a 13. Let's go, Ossifector. That's a 6, 7, 8. We're going to Primal. And
That-
Unbound.
After that, we're just going to go with a Mystic Shield from my General. It doesn't even go off.
Okay.
So with that, that's all my magic. My +1 to save from Mystic Shield from last turn falls off. And we are going to go into my movement phase and be right back. I am practicing the way of the coward. I am just too scared of what you could do with a double turn. I've been playing it safe ever since you won priority into 2. So I decided to just do a full-on retreat and try to reset and set up for the rest of the game. So I ran the heck away, and I'm about to shoot these guys off the map. So I rolled a nice little 3 on this first unit of archers and got them where they needed to be. And then I auto-ran the 2 units of archers over there and my general. No, it was actually the slick blades over there who got the 3rd run. So put them on the board edge, put my general over here on the board edge, and it put this unit of archers on the board edge. Other than that, we just lined up the wall. We've got the Twin Souls and Glutos holding up there, and we're ready to potentially triple unleash hell if they come into me in a turn or 2. So here we are. We're looking to get into some shooting, so we'll be right back with that.
You got a lot of shots going into me. I might as well at this point all out defense them.
Yeah, it's all going at those stalkers.
Yep.
Lucky for me, that triple run I did on my movement phase left me with 2 command points, but I don't even have to spend any because my whole army is in my Lord of Pain's aura minus the Slick Blades. So all of these shots are going to be on 2s and 3s just like that.
Okay.
So we'll start with the Bliss Barb Seekers. This is going to be 10 shots into them on 2s and 3s. 2s. Good start. 3s. That is 7 saves to make.
3s. Ooh.
Would you like a 6 in there?
Nope, I would not. We are going to
So you'll take an extra 3
an
morals.
extra
up into
3. So we're looking for 6s. And that is, let's see, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage.
That is the unit. We're back from my shooting phase. It was a lot quicker than I thought it was going to be. Those Bliss Barb Seekers did some work. And did a nice 6 damage on them somehow.
Yes.
10 shots, 6 damage. Sounds about
Yeah,
right.
they pretty much died of depravity.
Yes, which I unfortunately don't have a whole lot of right now. But you take what you can get. With that, I've got 1, 2, but not more, because I control these 3 objectives right here. Mm-hmm. We're going to see what it looks like going into OCR at turn 3, though.
We'll be right back.
All right, Jeremy, we're here at the top of OCR Bonereapers Battle Round 3. What do you got for me?
Battle tactic. Intimidate the invaders is like, I'll have it, but I want to put that in my back pocket just in case. So I think I'm going to go with Trample the Defiant. And I'm going to try to make a charge with the Death Riders and then have them still be in combat by the end of the turn. It's a little bit of a gamble. I've got to make an 8-inch charge. So, 8-inch re-rolling. We'll see what happens.
The good thing is he can stay outside of 9 and do it because he's got a +1 to charge with that banner.
Yeah. Could come in clutch. We'll see. I am going to try to deny you a command point from Catacross, and I don't.
They're mine.
I'm going to switch that -1 to hit, and I'll put it on the Bliss Barb Seekers there. So they're -1 to hit. I'm going to do Catacross's free command point, +1 hit, +1 save bubble.
I do need to rally. I'm going to try on those Bliss Barb Seekers. 6s. We got one.
All
So
right,
I get one
nice
mock
job.
back.
So it's spell time. So we are going to start off with the Ossifector casting Nightmare Predator. That goes off on a 12.
I'll let that one go.
My next spell is going to be with Arcan. This is going to be Mystic Shield. Oh, that's a 4, 5, 6, 7. I really wanted to add a primal to that, but I'm not going to risk it, so I'm going to have to hold at 7.
I will try and unbind with Glutos. Unbound.
Okay. We are going to Protection of Nagash on Arcan. We are looking for a 6. That is a 9, 10, 11.
I will let you have that one.
And then I think I'm going to go to Arcane Bolt with my Ossifector. That's a 10.
I will use my Unbind with my Lord of Pain on that one. I stop it.
Rolling hot. Nice job.
Yeah.
And then with Arcan, his last spell, I'm going to Empower Nadirite. That's a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do you have any Unbinds in range of him?
One more with Glutos.
Okay, so let's use some of these primals here. Ugh, not great.
9,
Not
12, 13.
So unimpressive.
And I may as well use all of my primal dice here, so you're unbound.
Dude, you rolled so freaking hot. Nice job.
I'm the magic man now.
All right, well, I think we are ready to go into my movement phase, so we'll be right back.
All right, Jeremy, we're back from your movement phase, and I am not liking what I'm seeing right now.
Yes, I need to full send it. I need to actually fish for this double turn because we are absolutely too far apart. One of the things I didn't say on camera was I spent a command point to Hunter Killer, this unit of Stalkers, and then I spent another command point to auto-run them. So they're just getting up on this point, getting a little bit closer. Catacross moved forward, a Mortis Guard moved forward, so did the Ossifector, Arcan, Death Riders, and I spent a ton of command points to add 3 inches to my movements to a bunch of different units to get this positioning. And so now I am down to, I believe, 2 command points left. And this Death Rider unit right here, they are the ones who need to make this charge to get my battle tactic. It's 9 inches away. I just need an 8 because I get +1 to charge. So let's set up action cam on that charge.
All right, Jeremy, here's the big moment. Can you hit an 8 with the reroll? Let's see how your charge goes.
Let's hope I do. Death Riders, don't fail me. That's a 6 and a 7. Not quite. We are going to spend a command point, go down to 1.
Ooh.
That's a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They are in. All right, we've got some impact charges. I'm going to roll 9 dice. Every 5 up will be immortal. And looking not too shabby. We've got 4 coming at you. I've got some Nadirite blades coming into you. I think I'm going to spend my last command point to up their rend. So these blades will be rend 2. And these will be 2s and 4s. 6s explode. And now I'm looking for 4s. All right.
Would you like an extra 6 in there?
Yes, I will take a 6.
All right. I get D6. I get 6 depravity. So I'm up to 9.
Okay.
Go straight through. You kill 2.5 guys.
Okay. We've got hooves and teeths. We're looking at 2s and 4s. Okay. All hit.
No exploding 6s for horses.
No exploding 6s for horses, unfortunately. And we're looking for 4s. Not too shabby. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 coming at you. No rend.
No rend? Oh, I was hoping you were going to clear him and fail your battle tactic, but I need to make, all I need to make is 1 5-up to save a guy. I do. So here we go, guys. I get to make my attack and then hope he runs away. So I'll pile in.
I was a little too afraid that these guys were going to do too much damage on the crackback, and so I think I overkilled, guys.
This is going to be 3s and 3s from my general. He gets an extra attack because they have a low wound count. So 3s, 3s, 3 saves at -2.
All right, I'm getting +1 save from Catacross, so these will be 5s. Save 1 to go through.
1 damage each.
6 upward. Both go through.
All right, and then 4s and 3s for the mount attacks. Both hit. Both wound. No rest.
3s. 1 goes through. 1 damage.
Right, 1 damage.
6 upward, and it goes through. 1 horse dead.
Take that.
See, just think if all of them were doing that. That would have been a lot of dead horses. All right, Dan, you've got a battle shock. What are you going to do?
I might be winning by failing, which is great. So I am definitely not going to auto pass him. He's got a 6 bravery, and I've lost 4 of them. So if I roll a 3 or higher, he runs away and he fails his battle tactic. So let's see how this goes. Oh, no, that 2.
That's a 2.
He stays.
Battle tactic secure.
pretty
Let's
rough.
go ahead and score this up. I look like I've got 1 for 1, 1 for 2, 1 for more. Battle tactic and the extra one.
We are now tied at 14.
We are now tied. So fantastic way to go right into the 4th battle round. OCR versus Hedonites. Really close game. I'm loving it.
Yeah.
And another spicy prio.
Ooh, you win the roll.
I win the roll off. So we'll be right back.
All right, Jeremy, we're back. Battle round 4.
Yep.
Bone Reaper time. What we got for me?
My heroic action is I'm Finest Hour on Arcan.
And I'm doing the same with Glutos, because I know.
So we are also going to try to deny you a command point on a 5-up with Catacross, which that did not work. And then I think I'm going to point with Catacross at Glutos for a -1 to hit.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Other start of hero phase stuff, I am going to try and rally that unit of Bliss Barb Seekers.
Sure.
Nothing.
I am going to heal with Catacross and bring back a Horsey. I'm going to spend a free command point from Catacross for a +1 hit, +1 save.
Makes sense.
And I think I'm going to spend a command point, and I'm going to go down to 5 to Hunter Killer the Stalkers. As far as spells go, let's start off with the Ossifector with Nightmare Predator. I need a 5. That is an 8.
I might as well try to stop everything.
Might as well.
I fail.
We are going to drain Vitality with Arcan on to Glutos if we can get it off. I am looking for a 6. That is a 10, 11, 12.
I can't stop it, so there you go.
Okay. All right. Arcan's going to cast Geminids. Need that 6. That is a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Let's try for boxcars.
Oh,
I'm one
so
short.
freaking close. And last is Mystic Shield from Arcan.
There you go, some snake eyes.
That is why you roll the Geminids first. That is 3 mortal wounds, 6 up, and he takes all 3. All right, I'm going to move these endless spells, and then we'll go right into our movement phase, and we'll show you how everything played out.
All right, Jeremy, the tide is coming in. Look at what did you do in your movement phase?
All right, well, the gamble paid off. I'm going to keep these Death Riders here to hold this guy in so he can't try to rally or do something cheeky later on. Let's just finish him off. Then Arcane moved in for a 3-inch charge on Glutos. Catacross spent a command point, added 3 inches to his movement to make that charge easier. The Ossifector spent another command point to add a 6-inch run. And then I ran with the Immortus Guard just to get up there. So I am looking at 3 command points left now. And then I was able to roll a 6, natural 6 with the Stalkers. So they've got a nice little 3-inch charge as well. And then before that happened, we had some endless spells. And the Night Stalker, he got shot out across the board. And he came in and went across Glutos, then landed on the Bliss Barbs, and he was able to do 1 mortal into Glutos and 6 into the Bliss Barbs. And then the Geminids came up, and they were able to pass across Glutos, pass across the Twin Stones and the Bliss Barb Seekers, but their effect only affected the Twin Souls and Glutos. So I'm primed for a really bloody combat. Let's hope the dice are in my favor. Let's go ahead and set up that action cam for some charges and see what we get. All right, starting with Arcan. He's in. Catacross. He's in with a 7. Time for the Stalkers.
That's boxcars.
They are in. All right, Dan. Unleash Hell?
It is time. It is usually my thing in this list to unleash Hell 3 times. I'm only going to do it twice right now. But we're going to start with the Bliss Barb Seekers with the buffs and debuffs. They're going to be on 3s and 3s for 6 shot. So 3s and 3s. You've got 2 saves to make at -1. Plus 1 leaves you at 4.
Leaves me at a 4 up. Both go through.
Would you like one of them to be a 6?
No, I'll take the D3 mortals.
All right, D3 mortals on you. That's 3 mortals. You got 5 wards to make.
Okay, looking for 6s. Saved 1, that's 4 wounds on another.
All right, and I get to unleash hell with my archers. 11 shots.
Okay.
On 3s and 3s. 3s. That is only 2 saves to make, but you'll be saving on 5s because of that -1 to save from the Blissbarb Seekers.
Oh, how fun. Both go through. 6 up. Oh, that kills a guy. We've got combat with Catacross, so we'll set up the action cam for that. I'm going to spend a command point to all-out attack him. We are looking for 2s and 2s. 6s explode. All hit. And 2 wound. We've got 2 coming at you, Ren 4.
That's the 6 up. We take it, so that's 6 damage.
6 damage.
This is a 5 up ward. I ward 1, so I take 5.
Okay. Next up is the Shield of Mortis, hitting on 2s and 2s. I've got 3 coming at you, Ren 3.
5 up save. Take all 3, so 6 and again.
6.
5 up ward. I ward 2, so I take another 4.
This is going to be the Retinue Blades. I've got 7 attacks. These are going to be 2s. 6s explode. And looking for 2s. All right, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 coming at you, Ren 2.
Jeez. So 8 4-ups. 1, 2, 3, 4 go through.
1 each.
5 up. I take all 4. That puts me at 16 wounds and 2 remaining. All right, Glutos has an ability called Gorge on Excess that lets him heal like a vampire lord. So we're hoping to get some damage through on these guys. We're down to 2 Crushing Claws, and with all the debuffs, I'm on 4s and 2s.
Okay, I'm going to all-out defense these guys and give them the aspect for a +1 to save.
All right, so this is 4s. Nope. The 3 attacks with the Wailing Great Blade, also 4s and 2s. 1 hit. No wounds. We're going to roll the Flying Scourge and Sacrificial Dagger together. This is going to be on 4s and 3s. 4s, 2 of them. 3s, 1 save to make it no rend.
Okay, this will be 3s. Goes through. How much damage?
1.
6 up ward, and save it. All right, Stalkers are going up next. The one Stalker closest to Glutos is going into him. The other Stalker is going into the Twin Souls. I've got a -1 attack from those Twin Souls. And a -1 to hit from Glutos, but I'm also getting a +1 hit from Catacross. So these will be 3s and 2s. 6s explode. Some nice explosions. And now we're looking for them 2s. All right, I've got 3 coming at you, Ren 2.
That is going to put me on 5s. I save 1.
Okay, 1 damage each.
Okay, so 5s. I take 1 damage.
Okay. Gosh, Glutos is a hard dude to take down.
1 remaining.
All right, into the Twin Stones. 1 hits. And 1 wounds.
This is a 6-up save. Takes
Okay,
it.
2 damage.
2 5-ups. They ward it.
Nice.
Ooh, I get to go with the Twin Souls. All right, we've got 3 of them in on those Stalkers. We're going to have 7 attacks, 2s and 3s with the buff.
You got it.
2s. 3s. So 3 of them at -1.
Okay.
You're going to be on a 3-up save.
Be on my 3s. Save them all. Death Riders are up next. These are going to be 2s and 4s. 6s do explode, and that's quite a bit of 6s. Looking for 4s. That's 12 coming at you, Ren 1.
Yeah, I could have all-out defense, but I didn't see the point when he has 1 wound remaining.
True.
So these are 6-ups. He's dead. All right, I got the fight next, and I just piled my Blissbarb Seekers in because they were within 3 but couldn't actually reach it for their attacks. But so now we're on to Arcan for the last fight.
I've got 1 last command point. I'm going to use it to give Arcan some extra rend. He's not that great in combat, so I hope I can make my hits. With my +1 to hit, -1 to hit, he's hitting on 4s on this first attack. Let's see what we can get. Nope, it's a miss. His next attack is, again, 1 attack. I need a 4. Oh, got it. I will be wounding on 2s. There we go, that's a 2. With that extra rend and drain vitality, that's a rend 3.
Saves it.
Nice. These are now ebon claws. 4s and 2s. And 2s. 2 coming at you.
2 saves at 6 up.
Okay, that's 2 each, so 4 total.
4 or 5 up wards, and that's a dead Glutos. There's the end of combat. Glutos held on to the end, but he didn't survive this time around.
Things kind of played into my favor. Honestly, it was the luck of the dice, to be quite honest.
Yeah, the only battle shock I'd have to take would be for my archers, but I'm just going to auto-pass them with a command point.
Okay. My battle tactic was intimidate the invaders. I don't think I said it on camera, but it was something that we said off camera. So that is going to put me at a 6-point turn. And now we're going to go right into Dan's Hedonites of Slaanesh, bottom of round 4. And going into bottom of round 4.
My battle tactic is going to be death by 1,000 cuts.
Okay.
I'm going to have to deal damage to these stalkers with 3 different units with attacks. Should be doable if I don't overkill, but we'll see. I also chose as my heroic action, heroic willpower for my Lord of Pain to help get rid of these stupid endless spells I don't like very much.
Okay.
And
my heroic action was on Finest Hour on Catacross. Not sure if he's going to go into him or not, but I want to keep him alive for sure for another turn. So
it could just be a trick.
it could be a trick.
Yes.
I'm playing Dan here.
Yes. So what we're going to do here is try to dispel first the Geminids.
Okay.
I need a 7.
Need a 7.
That is a 6, unfortunately. And then I will try to dispel the Nightmare Majigger.
And you need a 6. And you got a 7. Nightmare
got it.
Predator is gone.
I have 2 spells to cast with my general because he is my focus right now. We're going to try for Hoarfrost first with my Twin Souls. Goes off on a 10.
Perfect. I'm going to try to unbind with Arcan. That is a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you got your Hoarfrost.
All right, on the Twin Souls, they are going to have Rend 3, it looks like. Who knew?
Who knew?
I'm going to go with my General's War Scroll spell. That is a 9.
Okay, with Arcan. That's a 10, 11, 12.
I wanted a cool thing. Stopped it again. All right. So with that, there's not much else to look at in the hero phase. I am, in hindsight, I am going to try and rally these archers just because I've got the command point. Should have happened at the start, but here we are. So looking for 6s. We got 1 back.
Nice job. Geminids moved. We are going over the Twin Souls. Yes, no command points. Bliss Barb Seekers, that's a yes. The closest unit of Bliss Barbs, that's a no as well. Your Lord of Pain, that's a no as well. And the last unit of Bliss Barbs, that's a no as well.
We're going to get on to movement and see what I'm going to do with my life over here.
All right, Dan, what'd you do in the movement phase?
I did a lot of running and going around my little units that are stuck in combat because I couldn't get them out because I really want to be able to shoot with them still. So I auto-ran my general and one of the units of archers that didn't get hit by the Geminids. And then I tried to run the other units of archers doing auto 6, and Jeremy reminded me I couldn't. So I just rolled a 6 naturally with them instead. So everybody peeled around that could. We're getting away from all that nonsense and positioning ourselves to shoot these stalkers, and then next turn potentially shoot that little man over there that is his general. So I spent 1 command point on the various auto runs I did there, which brings me down to 3 of them. So let's get into the shooting phase. Here we are. Our first up is the Bliss Barb Seekers shooting into those stalkers. I am stuck on 3s and 4s because of that Aura of Sterility, canceling out my Aura of Lord of Pain, whatever that's called.
And I'm going to use my last command point, take me down to 0 to all out defense them.
All right, let's do this. 3s. 4s. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Looking for those 3s. Save them all.
Oh, brutal.
No extra Ren for you, my friend.
That certainly helps, doesn't it? Okay. All right, with the first unit of Bliss Barb Archers, the one that hurt a little bit, we're going to be on 3s and 3s. And 3s. That is 5 saves to make.
Okay, looking for those 3s. 2 go through. 6 up. Save 1, 1 goes through.
With the first full unit of archers, we are also going to be on 3s and 3s.
Even with the -1 to wound and hit, huh?
Yeah, canceling out with my own
brutal.
guy. That's 10 of them at a 3-up save.
Okay, looking for those 3s. All right, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Go through. 6 up. I'll go through.
And with my final unit of archers, the ones that didn't get hit by the Geminids, we're going to be on 2s and 3s with an all-out attack from my general. We are on 2s. 2 3s.
Okay, looking for those 3s. All right, that is 3 go through. Looking for that ward. And that's 3 damage.
All right, Jeremy. That is what I wanted. So, we've got a good situation for me right now. I've got my battle tactic. I control those points, but now we got a charge and combat phase. But I'm not going to charge.
No, I don't see why you would.
Yeah, so I'll just get into combat with these Ren 3 Twin Souls. So, because that's fun. So, we'll get the action cam set up and be right back.
Twin Souls coming up. Do your worst. I'm going to pick the aspect for +1 to save.
Why would you go and do that? Okay. All right, I am going to all-out attack using my second to last command point here, which will bring me to 2s and 4s. So 2s, 4s, 1, 2, 3 of them at Rend 3.
Okay, I'm going to turn Ren 3 into 5s. All right, I'll go through. How much damage?
2 each.
2 each. Looking for those 6s. And he's dead. All right, Dan, nice turn. Let's square you up. Where are you at?
I got myself 4 points there, which is going to bring me to 18 against your 20. I got 1, 2 in my battle tactic.
All right.
We're in a precarious position here. We've talked about it off cam. If I win priority, there's a chance of me getting a minor victory. If I don't, the game's pretty much over. So let's get into that roll.
Yep. Spicy. Roll off again. All right.
I got the 4 against your 3.
choice.
I'm definitely taking it, but we'll be right back with the top of battle round 5.
Top of battle round 5. We're going all the way with this one.
All the way is right. I have a Hail Mary right now.
Yeah. Well, what's your battle tactic?
My battle tactic is Depraved Unity. It is a Hedonite one where I have to take control of an objective that he controls and have a mortal and demon unit on it at the end of the turn. My only demon unit is my general, and she is just in range to auto-run herself over there, and these cavalry are just in range to auto-run themselves over on the other side of it. So I need to get rid of the Geminids so I can auto-run the cavalry.
Okay.
So with that, my heroic action, I try to get a command point. Yay! I already have too many.
I'm going to try to get a command point on Catacross, which I don't, and I'm going to try to steal one of your command points on a 5-up, which I do. So it'll take you down to 3.
We will go to Dispelling at the start of the phase. I will try to get rid of those Geminids with my general. That is it.
Yep.
Get out of here.
Nice job.
Get out of here. All right, other than that, the only spell I have that really matters is going to be Hoarfrost. So I'm going to try that with my general. On a 10, and I will use my 1 primal to make it a 12.
12. Okay, Arcane. That's a 6, 7, 8, 9. We'll use a primal. 10, 11. Looks like you got it.
Ooh, we're going to affect the Twin Souls again, right over there. And they are going to be wounding on 2s. That's
Okay.
what we're going to do. All right. As for other spells, there's no reason to cast any other because they don't matter. So even giving the Mystic Shield to these guys, it wouldn't matter. So we're just going to go straight into movement and see where I go. We decided not to go with the end of movement in the we normally do because there is one simple thing we're trying to do. I got my battle tactic. I got my cavalry. I got my general over there. All is peachy in the world with that. But the only way I even do anything in this game other than lose is by killing this guy here, right here, and stopping his grand strat. And then we tie on points, and I get a minor victory. But we just spent like 20 minutes lining up this. This is all that can shoot him. We didn't even bother moving this stuff because it couldn't get over there and also be within 12 to shoot him because of Lookout Sir.
Yeah. So we're only rolling the dice that truly matter right now to figure out if Dan wins the game by a tie with a minor victory or I win. So let's give it a shot, Dan.
Yeah,
let's see what you got in you.
Yeah, screw the action cam. We're going for it.
Okay.
So this is going to be -1 to hit and wound from Aura of Sterility, +1 to hit and wound from Lord of Pain, -1 to hit from being in cover, +1 to hit from all out defense.
And I will spend a command point going down to 5 for all out defense.
All right, so we've got 13 shots on 3s and 4s here from the cavalry archers. That's great.
That
4s. 2 of them.
2 of them. I'm looking for 3s.
Save
them both.
17 shots coming from the archers over there. They're going to be on 3s and 3s. 3s.
All right, 7 shots. Looking for 3s. All right, that looks like 3 go through. They are within 3 inches of the bodyguard unit, so on 2-ups, they pass off the wounds. And so he takes 1, and 2 get passed off.
We're 20% of the way there. So, all right, none of the other shooting matters. Whatever. We're trying to charge in these Twin Souls. Let's do it. 7 is definitely going to get me in there. All right, we're here post pile in, and I am all out attacking with my final command point to try and kill that little dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to spend a command point and go down to 4 to all out defense him.
All right. Whew. This is going to be on 3s and 2s after that Hoarfrost. 3s. 2s. Make.
Okay.
And you're still saving on 3s.
Still saving on 3s. All right. Looks like we have 4 go through. Is that 2 damage each?
That's 8 damage total. Give me some
Okay.
1s.
Bodyguard. That is only 2 wounds that go through.
I got 60%.
My general stays alive. Wow, what a game.
That's it, guys.
What a crazy game. Down to the wire.
With surprisingly small amount of killing.
Surprisingly a small amount of killing in the beginning of the game, but then things got really bloody there.
Yes, yeah, they got there.
Yeah.
But man, it was nuts. Like we said before, we've done this matchup many times, and it's always something.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's always something, and,
Yeah.
and again, it just comes down to, you know, who makes the first mistake and then who can capitalize on it, because there's so many tools in the toolkit that both of these armies have, and there's so much countering, like, you know, like that -1 to hit, -1 to wound bubble that I have, and then you've got the Lord of Pain countering that, and so it's a lot of back and forth.
All the buffs and debuffs, and man, like the ability to just recover sometimes. I honestly, like, off camera, I had borderline given up partway through the match. I was like, I'll keep playing so like we can make a good video and all that, but then I was like, I can do it. I can get a minor victory if I do 5 things in a row. So, yeah, but hey, it was fun.
Yep. So Dan, tell me, in your army, what do you consider your MVP and your LVP?
See, normally with this list, it's Glutos. Like, he's up 480 points. He's a huge centerpiece that helps everything, but I really didn't have to be too defensive this match. It was really like selective killing, and for that, the Bliss Barb Seekers are kings. They lowering your save. There were plenty of times this match where it didn't matter because you just had way too many buffs to save anyway, but like they helped me out here. So they were probably my best, my least, probably the other cavalry, just because I never really did a lot of fighting with them. I just wasn't in position to. They got me that battle tactics trying to destroy, but that was it. What about you?
All right. To be honest, really hard to pick out like just one thing in my army that was the MVP. Like everything kind of did a little bit of work. Maybe my general didn't do anything except stay alive, but maybe that's the thing I needed this game.
That's point. He was up close and threw the Geminids in my face a couple times because he was like, Arcan was way back there. He was up front. He did some work. Yeah,
I definitely played him a little risky, pushing him up there towards the end, just for that +1 to wound buff and the aura of sterility, but then that put him at danger for that, you coming back on him. But it all worked out in my favor. And then Geminids did work, Catacross did work, Stalkers did work, Arcan did work, Death Riders got me the command point. Even the Nightmare Predator, which I love the look of that model, was doing a little bit of mortal wounds around the board. So, LVP, my train feature. He never got close to it once.
I said nah.
And also my sub-faction. I don't think I used it at all. He never put a spell on me where I had to roll the 4-up against it. So
yeah, you stopped my magic. I blame that on you.
What a fantastic game, Dan. We had a final score of 26-29. Thank you for coming on the channel, and it's been a pleasure battling against you. And we also want to say thank you to all of you for watching. You stuck around this long. Please like, share, and subscribe. And please leave a comment down below and let us know, what you liked, what you didn't like. Did we miss a rule? We always do that.
Probably.
But, we're always try to always have a fun game, and we really appreciate you watching. And so please come back next time and watch us, and we will see you then.